Mother Trudy by the Brothers Grimm, a traditional German fairy tale. There once lived a little girl named Bertha, who lived with her parents near the edge of the forest. Bertha means light, her mother would say, because you light up our lives. Bertha heard whispers and rumors about a woman named Frau Trudy, who dwelt deep in the forest. People spoke of the amazing sights at her cottage, the odd happenings, and uncanny things that held no natural explanation. The more the girl heard, the more curious she became. She would daydream of going off to the woods to see Frau Trudy. Maybe even learn a trick or two. "Mother, Father, I wish to visit Frau Trudy," Bertha announced one day. "Everyone speaks of the wonders at her cottage, of the exciting things they see." Her parents' faces went pale. "You must never go there," her mother said firmly. "Frau Trudy is a wicked woman, godless, evil. If you go to her cottage, you will only find the devil." But her warnings only made Bertha more determined. She could not stop thinking about Frau Trudy and what mysteries might await. One night, she slipped away from home and made her way into the dark woods. The path grew narrower and the trees pressed closer. She was scared, sure, but her name meant light. How could such a dark forest frighten her? When Bertha reached the cottage, she climbed the steps to the door. There on the threshold stood a man as dark as coal dust. The girl gasped and hurried past him, her heart pounding. She knocked on the door. She looked behind her, but the man was gone. Bertha knocked again. There wasn't an answer. She peered through the window and saw only the dark shadows of the night. But for an instant, there was a flame, a flicker. Was someone on fire? No, impossible. The door creaked open, and Frau Trudy smiled. She studied the girl with sharp eyes. "Child, why are you so pale?" "Oh," Bertha said, trembling. I saw something on your steps that frightened me terribly." "What did you see?" "It was a man covered in coal dust. He looked like a living shadow." "That," Frau Trudy said calmly, "that was only my charcoal burner. He keeps my cottage warm and lit. Alas, he left, and now it's dark." "But through your window, I saw someone lit a flame." "A flame? Huh, I wish for such a thing. It is dark and cold." "Well, who might my visitor be?" "Well, Frau, my name is Bertha, and my name means light." "You were surely sent by the wood spirits. Come in, child." Somewhat reassured, the girl stepped inside. But in the hallway, another figure. A man dressed all in green, vines twisting around his body. Leaves grew from his skin. His face looked scared and painful. "And who's that?" the girl whispered, her fear returning. Is this one of the wonders that she heard about? "That is a huntsman," Frau Trudy replied with a slight smile. Huntsman? Bertha had never seen a huntsman who looked like that. The girl continued deeper into the house. In the kitchen doorway stood a third man, and this one was terrible to behold. His clothes and hands were stained blood red. His face was twisted in agony. "And that man," the girl cried, "the red one." "Only a butcher," Frau Trudy reassured her. "Why does this frighten you so?" The girl's voice dropped to barely a whisper. "But Frau Trudy, when I saw through your window before I knocked, I could not see you at all. Instead, I saw the devil himself sitting in your chair, with a head made of fire." Frau Trudy's eyes gleamed. "Aha! You saw what I really look like. My cottage has been dark and cold for such a long time. I have been waiting for someone like you, little Bertha. You will surely light my little cottage now." Before Bertha could move or scream, Frau Trudy raised her hand. The girl stopped moving. She stood in place and everything looked to be getting larger. No. She was getting smaller. She looked down and her skin started to turn hard, turn brown. She got smaller and smaller and everything grew darker and darker until she couldn't see anything at all. She couldn't hear anything at all. In fact, there was nothing at all. Brida was just a block of wood. Frau Trudy picked up the wooden block and cast it into her fireplace. She gave it a match and the flames caught, and the wood began to burn. The flames licked at what was once Brida's skin. It burned with a bright, crackling glow, and the witch sat down beside her hearth. So bright! Thank you, Berta, she said with satisfaction, warming her hands by the fire. And that was the end of a little girl who would not heed her parents' warnings.